Welcome back to the Cover to Cover Girls Book Club. We are your hosts. I'm Hallie Bell. This is
Michelle.
And you may
sorry,
be
I'm
wondering,
nervous.
where have the girls been?
Where are they now? Why are they together? What is this weird chair that they're in?
Well, we took a holiday break.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
And the sickness hit. Michelle started a new job.
Hallie has taken on significant responsibility.
Michelle has been with me for dinner and bath routine tonight and bed, which is quite
I was rewarded with ice cream.
a bribe to stay with ice cream.
I almost snuck out, I'll be honest.
She said she felt like a disgruntled older child with mom and dad fighting.
They were fighting.
Anyways,
it's
the month of love.
What was that beep?
Ugh, I got a text from my mom. Sorry.
It's fine.
It's the month of love, and we have decided to pick. I have decided.
Please, do not include me in this.
To pick one of my favorite love books of all time, The Matchmaker by Elin Hilderbrand.
Love is a bold way to describe this book.
I love this book, and I just want you to know, and I'm pregnant.
So I can't even argue.
It really is one of my favorite stories.
It was a good book. Okay.
Let me give a debrief.
Please, yeah, while I finish my blueberries.
We follow Dabney and Clendenin.
I'm so sorry. Say the name again. Say the names.
Dabney, Clendenin, Box, Agnes.
Box? Agnes?
I love it. I love the name Dabney.
Clendenin?
Clendenin.
Who thought of that? Okay,
they
continue.
Call him Glenn. But we follow the love story and life of Dabney. She is a self-proclaimed and Nantucket renowned matchmaker.
Who has yet to fail.
And whenever she sees somebody that would be a perfect match or a perfect couple, they come to her in a rosy hue. And if she sees someone that is not, they are like a green smoke. Well,
we are rosy.
Yes. Her first match is with herself and Clendenin, and
when they were like 12.
When they were little, and they were like her first perfect match. He is like, what did they say? A once-in-a-lifetime genius.
Okay.
Who goes off to be a journalist and leaves her. And she cannot leave Nantucket because of this phobia that she has of leaving the island.
Which is just so bizarre. Okay.
It's not from the story.
Okay, well, no, it's fine.
Okay. So.
Oh, it's cars.
It's a car. So, when she was little, her mom abandoned her in a hotel room and had called her dad to come pick her up, and the mother just left and never returned. And that's why she never leaves Nantucket.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So she is married. Sorry, my family group chat.
Gosh, what are you guys talking about?
I don't think they can hear it on the video.
Do you want me to go turn it off?
How do I turn it off?
Wait, what is that?
My phone.
So what's beeping?
Oh, it's like my messages are going on my computer.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue. Oh, it is.
Something terrible must be happening.
Can you put your phone on Do Not Disturb?
My phone's on sleep right now, so I don't know why. Okay, scratch.
Why?
Anyways. So, Clendenin leaves the island. She moves on with a economist named Box.
What's his real name?
Who knows?
It says it at some way. His last name is Boxmiller.
Yeah.
Or is that his first name?
Oh, that's his first name.
Boxmiller Hughes?
Because her last name is, Hughes.
Mm.
And so they get married, but she has already had a baby, Agnes, with Clendenin, but it was by herself because Clendenin was already out of the picture.
But she kind of said bye.
Yeah.
Like she was like, you can leave. I'm good.
I'm raising this baby by myself. Go on. And she marries Box with the baby, and they seemingly live a pretty normal life. Box is pretty checked out.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care about anything.
Dabney is the perfect wife.
Yeah, she's the perfect wife because Box is never home, leaves every weekend.
Every week, 5 days, and only comes home for the weekend.
But only some weekends.
Only some weekends.
Only some weekends. And she prepares like the most like simple dishes but in the most extravagant way, and is just ready for him.
Be prepared.
Even though she doesn't like him.
Be prepared when you read this book to be starving.
Yeah, for a lot. Starving for love, food, intimacy.
The food in this book, it's just classic Elin Hilderbrand.
Classic.
So delicious, so delectable. The food just comes off the page. Yeah. That's what I love most about her book.
I don't recall a single meal. Her what are her sandwiches?
Oh, the rainbow sandwiches.
Is that what they're called? What are they?
Yeah, they're like pimento cheese, like maraschino cherries,
and like no one eats them. No one likes them.
Well, actually in the South we have one, but it's pimento cheese, chicken salad, and egg salad.
That sounds absolutely disgusting.
They serve it at the Purple Daisy.
Yeah, I don't go there. It's right next to my house and I don't go.
It's so good. Anyways, try yourself a rainbow sandwich from the Purple Daisy. Anyways, she's an amazing wife. And however, Clendenin comes back to the island. Dabney is feeling unwell. She thinks that the unwellness is caused by Clendenin's return because she's lovesick.
Now, mind you, he also warns her. He sends her an email and is like, FYI.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm back. And she's like, delete from the delete. But then she's like, oh, I'm just so sick.
Yeah.
Because he's back.
Yeah, she's just sick, so worried. And this is very real to me. Because this is so something. I'm like, I'm just stressed.
I'm ill.
It can't be cancer. I'm stressed. And Greg tells me all the time, he's like, stress is cancer.
Yeah, he does say that.
Like, he literally is like, stress will kill you, stress is cancer. Yeah. And that is like the moral of this story.
Wait, true. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's cancer. She's not lovesick.
It's not.
It's really sad. But she starts having an affair with Clendenin. Box is MIA.
Yeah, where is Box? He's in London because he needed another reason to not be with his wife.
He goes every summer.
and he also, to add to the unrealisticness of this book, he also spends a week at the White House. It's just so unrealistic.
He's an economist. He's famous.
Okay.
Anyways.
I've never met a famous economist.
Her daughter,
Agnes, in case you forgot,
is with a terrible boy named CJ, which just any CJ out there, I'm really sorry, but like, you're not a good person if your name is CJ. I've never met a good CJ.
I had a CJ in high school that was a nice boy.
Is he now?
I don't know. Anyway.
That would be interesting to know because I just feel like any CJ, I mean, he's rich and he's controlling. He doesn't let her eat. That is like the worst part of this whole book is like him starving
and
her.
He's like, you need to go work out before 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, she's very hard on her.
Well, the biggest red flag here we can't dismiss is the fact that he's like a 40-year-old man going by CJ.
No, he was going by Charles, and then he got a divorce, and he decided to go by CJ.
Which is a second red flag.
No, that's like the biggest red flag of all. You can't have a name change at 30.
No.
You can't have a name change at 13. Like, no. You're pretty much stuck with what people are calling you.
At puberty.
By the age of 15.
Yeah. No, not him. And the fun part is that Agnes, one of her, like, her boss, I guess, coworker, was like, listen, I'm just going to warn you, CJ's actually a terrible person, and I've heard that he's, like, abusive, so just warning you, I just want you to be happy. And Agnes is like, but his name is CJ, and I love him.
Agnes actually has mental health issues.
As does Dabney?
Well, of course Dabney does.
Yeah, because she sees this haze all the time.
And of course Agnes does. But it just was shocking to me that even like she hadn't experienced any physical abuse, but obviously, or like hitting or anything. Sorry, trigger warning. But he's literally starving her, which I think is physical abuse.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, no,
control-
sorry. I was trying to think. I thought there was an example of like very physical abuse, but there's not. Yeah.
Well, at the end.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler.
But even at the end, he's there and he's like confessing that he had done something charitable, which is like her trigger. Like she just like loves a charitable deed, and she's literally reconsidering in her mind in that internal dialogue. I just think that was so interesting. Why do you think that is?
I don't know what the question was.
What's wrong with her?
There are so many things wrong with her. Now, I feel like we've just like skimmed over the whole plot.
Oh, yeah.
The whole plot is down the toilet. Dabney is still in love with her middle school boyfriend. So she has an affair on her economist, White House loving husband who's like rich and they have the perfect marriage.
Meanwhile, she's skipping out of work at the Chamber of Commerce where
But-
she has been a pillar for years. She runs the show, but she just decides to take the summer off.
And she logs her time.
And she logs her time.
I'm sorry, if you're skipping work, don't say anything.
This is so me though, because literally we just had a candid conversation where I pass gas and I have to admit it. I don't want to be the person that's like, it's not me. And it is.
Hallie's like, yeah, I did. It was me.
Dabney is me in this situation. I'd be like signing out
And
and
her-
her time.
And the thing about Elin Hilderbrand is that there are just way too many things going on. And
I
one
love it.
I know. Well, there's like this whole side plot about her coworker who is like, I guess also her best friend. What's her name?
Angie? No.
Ew. No.
Marcy. It's like an Angie or Marcy.
Wait, do you
it's
know-
very similar.
Never mind.
What?
We have to have an up. You know Angie?
No.
This is gonna be great when it comes out. Anyway, her best friend is like trying to find love. And so she like sets her up with this guy.
Nina Mobley. Pulled that out of a hat.
So she like sends a guy in and she's like, this guy's perfect for you. I'm a matchmaker. And then he goes
she
in.
didn't say that. She said, I think you'd be good. She hadn't seen the
She hadn't seen the haze.
She hadn't seen the haze. Lavender haze.
Ooh. He goes in. Green.
Wrong.
Disgusting. And she's like, get out of here. I'm the matchmaker. And you guys aren't good together. And so Nina Mobley is like,
I'd love to have this ability.
I think you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm really off base sometimes. I mean, I think that I do. There are certain people actually in my life that I think should be together.
Go ahead.
And
She's got secrets.
and there are certain people that I don't think should be together. But
Ooh.
I don't, like, I'm not like Dabney. I can't see them to fruition. I'm not actually the matchmaker because I can't, like, set them up or destroy them.
Yeah, and this is another thing that's just like so unrealistic about this book is like everyone in Nantucket takes it so seriously. They're like, oh, Dabney said we would be good together, so I guess we should kiss.
She set up 49 couples.
But how did like couple number 6, were they like, oh, okay, I guess we'll believe her since the other 5 are going well?
Yeah, I think after 10, you're taking it pretty seriously.
It's crazy.
I mean, people trust the internet. They trust, like, percentages on the internet of, like,
I trust
this dating
ChatGPT,
site.
yeah.
You met your husband on a dating app.
That's true.
So.
And I didn't, he wasn't supposed to be my husband, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway,
So.
there's just a lot going on in this book. But
Dabney,
how does it end?
Dabney's on death's door. She has pancreatic cancer, and she holds off telling everyone
Because it's love sickness, naturally.
until everything settles down. And eventually, everyone finds out. Box finds out about the affair. Do you want to talk about that scene?
Where he like walks out. The issue is that they're at a party, and like, of course, it's Nantucket. So everyone knows everyone, and the whole time, like, what I really respected from Dabney is at the beginning when Clendenin His name also starts with a C. What's his middle name? What if it's CJ?
Oh.
Anyway, he emails Dabney twice. And she deletes from her delete folder, but then she has this internal monologue that's like, I have to tell Box, I have to tell...
Sorry.
I have to tell Box, I have to tell Box. And then she never tells Box, and it's like, you had good intentions. You did. You really had good intentions to tell your husband that your love
Well,
from
they do
13.
talk about it. They see Clendenin.
Not until they see him.
Well, but that's
She coulda
okay. I
said,
think that'd
like,
be
oh,
okay. But I mean, then that's when you need to complain. Like, he did email me
He did
twice.
email me twice. We are kissing.
That they were not kissing at that point.
They were like the next page.
This is what I love about Elin Hilderbrand is there are people in her books that do bad things, which typically I cannot get on board with. Like, I have to have a hero. I have to have not a perfect character, but someone I'm rooting for. And she does this so well. Like, Dabney is doing
bad things,
but she gives reasons why these people are doing bad things, and they make sense. That to me, like, lets me be able to enjoy the book. Like, Box is absent from her life. He's never treated her. He admits it. He never treats her right.
Let me pull up my note sheet.
Okay, I'm ready.
Matchmaker.
And that's why I have to have someone I'm rooting for, and that's why I think Elin Hilderbrand books resonate with me, is because she does make a redeemable characters.
Okay. This brings me to question number 5 on my list.
Oh, good.
And we didn't even talk about, basically, Box finds out because he, like, walks out of a party and they're, like, kissing in the back porch. Anyway, do we think Elin Hilderbrand is condoning adultery? Should we forgive Dabney?
Yes. That's what she's saying, is like, look at these circumstances. It's not do we forgive, do we understand?
But do you think it's okay that Elin is condoning adultery?
What do you mean? Do people condone dragons that write a book? Like, it's not that
she's hating on Fourth Wing.
It's not that the author condones these things.
It's that she's got a good imagination.
No, it's they propose these societal what ifs. And I think that's what Elin does really good, is she puts good people in bad situations. And I love that because it's very realistic.
She's very, like, morally gray.
Yeah, and I really love moral grayness.
Yeah, you do.
Because I just think it's very relatable.
Yeah.
And, like, Dabney, she's a neglected wife. And she has been there for him. I mean, she said she literally told Box on their wedding, she's like, I'm with you, but you do not have my heart. Like, my heart has been gone a long time ago. It's with Clint.
It's with Clint and Asia.
And he's like, okay.
And he's like, it doesn't matter. I've got the White House.
I think that's honestly why he's okay with it in the end. Like, he literally is like, you know, I understand, Dabney, you need to work out your feelings with Clint. Let me know. And she does.
And he's also got, like, a 24-year-old friend in Boston. So, like, what's it even matter, you know?
And Dabney's like, she's your perfect match.
No, and Dabney's like, I see it. I see the rosy haze.
I see it between you two. Now I'm going to go to the pool with Clint.
That's funny.
This whole book is just like, I think honestly, Elin taps into women fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, really well. Like, this is not a men's fantasy. It's way too messy to be a man's fantasy. Like, this is a total woman's rabbit trail fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dying of cancer, but being like, oh, it's because my ex is back.
And then they're both holding her hands, and she's like, I got away with it.
Okay, so talk about the ending.
Okay. Dabney's cancer progresses, and she's very sick.
Pause. And at this point, her and Clint are fully together, and Box is out of the picture.
Yes. And she is kind of getting her affairs in order. And this is kind of what gets me. I mean, the first time I read this book, I was in tears. I just thought this was so sad. And and I was sad this time, too. It is really sad. And Greg came in a couple of times while I was listening and just was literally like, wow, what a downer.
What a horrible book.
But it is so sweet. But this time I actually kind of did get a little annoyed with Dabney because she is like, she wants to be at Clint's house. Then she's like, I want to be at my house.
I need to die at my house. But you all come to me.
Then she's like, Clint, call Box. And she's like really using her and they say that she is. She's really using, you know,
the death card.
I just don't think if I'm dying that I don't think I'll have many requests. Like, except for maybe food-wise.
No, I was going to say, I have
Like
literally,
last meals.
I have a note sheet, and it's like things for Halle Bell's funeral, and it's mainly food requests or like housekeeping stuff.
Yeah, housekeeping. Like I don't want a dirty funeral,
Definitely
and
not.
if I'm dying like this, like I just really want to be comfortable, surrounded by the people I love.
And
I guess that is all she wants. Like
No,
she's
but
like,
she
I'm
wants-
comfy here, I'm comfy there.
she's like, I'm comfy here, but also like, why don't you call my ex and just like bring him back?
But
just,
she knows
just to add some spice.
the reason why she gets Glenn to call Box to see if he'll come back to her bedside is because he would be the easiest person to say no to, and she would know for real that he wanted to if he defied all that. And he did.
And he did. Yeah.
But it was kind of really late on in her.
It was. The ending, I did shed like one singular tear, but I don't think it was for the right reason. Like, it wasn't because she died.
Honestly, it's the writing at the end that's very good. Like, kind of, she's in this like haze of passing, and she's in this in between, if you will.
Yeah.
And like, it's really beautifully written.
And you get like everyone's point of view throughout the whole story, which I think she does do a good job of. Typically, I like one person, but the part that really got me was her like death gift was all the stories of all the couples.
You would like that.
I did. Well, it's because like my dad's cookbook, he made me that one time.
I know.
It was just like that. He like orchestrated this whole book of all the stories of all the couples that she has set up. See, and it was really sweet.
Your love language is gifts.
Do you think?
Wait,
that's so funny. I got a funny gift recently. Yeah.
I think like a really thoughtful gift, not just like any gift, but like something that came from someone spending quality time with you gift. So it's kind of complex.
What's yours? Acts of service, maybe?
No.
That's not what
I do all the things myself.
I know, but that's
and honestly, the act of service is stay out of the way. Be quiet. Be quiet and stay out of the way. Yeah, let me do it and sit down.
Maybe like words of affirmation after the fact.
I love words of affirmation, and I do love quality time.
Yeah.
As I say.
As you can tell by how close we are.
I'm like, come be with me while I'm growing a human.
And a second ago, Greg told us we needed to like split apart.
And we were like, that doesn't sound like us.
Why would we not be cuddling right now? Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready for your questions. I really am excited about this. And also like some more of your negative thoughts because I just don't have many.
Okay, I'll start with the funniest line of the book that I wrote down. And mind you, I read this on my Kindle and I did take a lot of notes and then unfortunately left my Kindle at home.
Oh no.
So, but the one...
I love your notes. Maybe we can post some screenshots.
Ooh, yes. Well, I might have already returned it. We'll see. We'll see. But I did write this note down because Agnes is obviously the child of Clendenin.
Why are you holding the phone?
So you can't, because she's gonna see the questions early and be like thinking of answers. Okay. So Agnes, her parents are Clendenin and Dabney, but Clyn has no part of her life. But Clyn and Agnes have started this secret little like
aside.
It's not a
it's a father-daughter getting to know each other.
But they don't want Dabney to know. And at one point, Dabney says something.
Do you think that's right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's right.
Absolutely, she should know her dad.
I don't think. Yeah, and Dabney didn't have a problem with it.
I think Dabney just like she wants to be so in control of every relationship around her that she like even that one she wanted to have a part in when she did not need to.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Head on.
So at one point, Clyn says to Dabney, "What?
Why am I laughing?
I don't know." Clyn says to Dabney, "What I know about children, I could write on my thumbnail and still have room for the Lord's Prayer." And I think that is so Elin Hilderbrand. Like, where does she come up with this stuff? It's hysterical.
It's hysterical. Like, the descriptiveness.
I was like, who thought of that? Like, maybe that's like a...
And just like, Clyn loses his arm.
Oh, that's a whole nother story. Yeah,
he tells everyone, oh, it was from Machete, but it was actually from this really terrible story.
Oh, yeah.
That he says, I don't know if I'll say it on here because it's just...
I don't even remember what happened.
It's
Go
he
ahead, trigger warning. Skip the
trigger
next 20
warning.
seconds.
He goes to the red light district basically and tries to save a
Oh,
girl,
yes,
a
yes, yes,
young
yes, yes,
girl
yes, yes,
from
yes, yes.
prostitution,
But she's
and
young, yeah.
she was really young, and he just grabs her and tries to run out with her and like
And
get
he
her
was
home.
like, police,
Yeah,
police.
and
And she was like, oh.
she's really scared and she was screaming, and those men came after him and beat him up and broke his arm so bad that all the doctors knew how to do was amputate.
Yeah. And that's like the whole story of like their, like the
And the arm is like really symbolic, I think. Like, to me, if I were Dabney, I would be like, it took you losing your arm
to what?
to come back.
Wow.
You know, and realize the mistake. But I mean, he was dealing, I mean, he said he always thought of Dabney. He was always thinking of her. He spent 27 years over there, and he had lost his arm and was like dealing with that, and that's what like made him trigger to come home. And I just think that's very interesting.
The only thing.
And it's like it takes Dabney losing her life
Ooh. Okay.
to find family and find love. You know, like
Yeah.
it, like the people
Okay.
people go to such great extents leading their lives, and it takes these significant losses for people to have change.
Wow. That's very
So
deep.
profound.
Yeah, very profound. The only thing I got from him not having an arm was all of the like intimate scenes. She's like, and he threw me around just as good as a guy with two arms.
Now, this is a very spicy Elin Hilderbrand
It's not
book.
spicy at all.
Well, for Ellen,
it is.
So she, in an
And, like-
interview, said that she's gone from
Am I kicking
descriptive.
that?
Sorry, that's me.
Oh.
Descriptive spiciness to like non-descriptive spiciness, like how I like it. You know,
Close the door.
close the door. Don't
Leave
know
them to it.
leave them those
Don't
kids
need to know.
to it. But I really felt like this was a great happy medium.
It
like,
was, yeah, it was good.
It was like a a little heat here and there, just so that you know what their relationship is like. I
Yeah.
feel like it is sometimes important to like kind of know what it's like. But yeah, she's gotten criticism and notes from like her older readers anytime she does anything. And I'm just like thinking about this book when it came out. I bet she got a lot of letters.
I'm sure she did, yeah.
Emails from Janet.
From the moms, yeah.
Yeah. From
Hallie's literally a mom, and I'm like,
no, well, from like the 60 to 70 community that reader, which I think is a good deal. And now she's getting a lot of young readers, and they're going back and reading these books, and I bet they're appreciative of it.
Yeah, I'm definitely appreciative of that aspect of it, because she typically doesn't do that.
She typically doesn't.
Even in The Perfect Couple, there was no spice.
No,
and there should have been.
Yeah, there should have been, and there was in the show. But I do think that this could be a cute Hallmark movie.
I think all of Ellen's books could be cute Hallmark movies, but yeah, definitely Hallmark because of the unrealisticness.
I just love it.
It's so cute,
a cozy read.
I didn't feel cozy at all reading this book.
Really?
No, because the whole time I was so on edge.
I was just like settling down in a Matchmaker. Perfect.
I was not settled. I was unsettled.
I just loved her. Going to get a coffee with her. It's just Nantucket vibes.
No, we gotta go.
It's just unparalleled.
And it's like she's sneaking around town and nobody even cares. Her coworkers like maybe don't
They do
sign
end
out.
up caring.
They do end up caring, but at the time, like even Agnes like sees her mom driving down the weird street and she's like, "What's mom doing, mom?" And Dabney's just like, "I'm on my way to go see Glenn."
I think
it's so Nantucket.
In your life, if you are so reliable for so many years and then you become unreliable, it alarms people, but it entitles you to a certain amount of privacy.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of times there are people that's like, it's these people that I think get themselves into situations. Because, like, people that you consider reliable, people, they would never. And that's why I love these setups. Because you can think of people in your life, they would never. And there they do.
Yeah.
There they go, driving down Pompous Road.
Pompous Road. Okay, this kind of brings me to question number 2.
Oh, good.
thinking of people in our lives, and I did pull these questions from like Ellen's. There was like a book club.
Oh.
There were book club questions at the end of the book.
Great.
Is there anyone in your life who's so right about romance like Dabney? And you clearly said it wasn't you. I'm going to say
your mom.
I was going to say my mom.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to say. So for those of you who don't know,
she's clairvoyant.
We come from gypsies, like Southern Methodist gypsies through and through. My mom she has never not gotten a pregnancy, never not gotten a gender right. She's even gotten names right. Yeah, she's clairvoyant. I don't know necessarily about like relationships, except for like how she's told me about my own, but it's pretty wild, like some of the things that she said. Like she'll wake up in the middle of the night, and there was this one time, I don't know if Hallievel knows this, but she woke up in the middle of the night, wrote the date on a note sheet next to her bed, like a piece of paper, and it was like April 18th, and she wrote April 18th, my cousin Mandy's pregnant, baby girl named Nicole or something. And 2 weeks later, her sister, Mandy's mom, called and was like, Mandy's pregnant with a little girl. And my mom was like, what are the baby names? And Nicole was one of them. That's bananas.
That is bananas.
Yeah.
No, it's
Dabney. Crazy. She's Dabney.
For babies.
So if you need, yeah, she told me what Hallie's gender was before I knew.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But she didn't guess Winnie.
No. Okay. So is there anyone else?
Well, I was gonna say Ellie's mom.
Ooh.
Ellie's mom was like the best indicator of like how a relationship was gonna go, how any kind of life event was gonna go. Ooh. She always knew like the perfect thing to say. Like she helped me with my wedding invitations and like how to phrase them because I had it was like, kind of a tricky, it was a complicated time, and because it was COVID, and just like how to phrase like the gatherings and everything like that. She just had the perfect wording, and she was clairvoyant like this. Like she could tell when we were in high school, like things. She'd be like, "Oh, they're not gonna last," and they wouldn't.
Probably because you were in high school. Like Clint and Dabney.
I don't know.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, she was really good at it.
I don't know anyone that's that good about relationships, though.
It's tricky because honestly, it's about, and that's something that this book misses. It's about, well, I don't know if it is. It's about the work that you put in. And do I think, like, I mean, obviously there's something there that can't be worked on, maybe necessarily, but could it be built up better, supported? Like, would she go off and have an affair with Glenn if Box were a present, diligent husband? I don't think so, because Dabney's pretty loyal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And Box even says it many a times. He's like, man, I guess I could have been a little better. Like, it's kind of my fault because I didn't treat her right.
Well, and I saw, or who told me this? Someone told me this recently, that their cousin was getting a divorce and they had a 3-month-old baby. And in my head, I was just like, that's not a good time to get a divorce. No one's acting their best when your baby's 3 months old. Like, yeah, it's just too soon. And people, I feel like in this day and age, just don't give it the time to work itself out,
Love that.
So, that's how I see it.
And that's how Hallie sees it.
I just think you can be your own matchmaker with who you got.
Ooh.
Put that on a mug.
Okay. Do you want another question from the Ellen book?
I love questions.
What are the parallels between Box and Clint?
They do just love Dabney.
Who doesn't, though?
Oh my God. Dabney is the name from Bridgerton.
Yeah. It's Daphne. Daphne and Dabney.
I was literally like, what? How have I gone
what
this
a weird
long?
Parallel.
Yeah, it was the way I said it that I was like, Daphne.
Yeah.
That was so crazy. Anyways, they both love her. Like, Box does love Dabney.
Yeah. They're just very dedicated men. Maybe to the wrong things, but...
And in the end, like, did you think that in the end, Clint was going to get together with Elizabeth Jennings? Or did you think that it was going to be
Oh,
the Singapore desk.
the host, the Singapore desk.
Like in the very end, after Dabney dies, and she's kind of going into everybody finding their match and like finding their way, and it turns
Oh,
out
and
like
his match
his
was
is
Singapore,
the Singapore desk, which is like his dream job. And
which
but
makes sense.
I was like really nervous the first time I read this that it was going to be Elizabeth Jennings, because she like puts in the word for him and everything, and in those lines I was literally like, no, 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 no.
I don't think I ever thought it was gonna be.
Because she was so extremely jealous of Elizabeth Jennings that it just made me wonder if she saw a Rosie. I feel
Yeah,
like that could have
maybe.
been a good twist. Like she was so jealous because she saw the Rosie
Yeah.
hue or something.
Was Elizabeth, so she was the one hosting the party in which Box caught Dabney.
No, she wasn't hosting that party, but she
She
showed
was there.
up with Clint.
With Clint,
But
hand,
they
arm in
weren't.
arm.
But they weren't together. They just met in the parking lot.
Okay.
That is so
So weird.
okay.
And that is kind of realistic. Like, hey, can we meet in the parking lot?
Or just like grab a guy and is like, "This is my day.
Come on, let's walk in together."
That's a good day.
Yeah.
Idea. Anyways,
is Elizabeth also the one that shows up to her house when she's like on hospice and
yeah, and
Dabney's
she's like,
leave her at the front door,
send her away.
like take the cupcakes and leave her.
Now I connected with that.
I like that
because it's so like
control the chaos.
People they make a lot of exceptions. They're like, "Oh, I forgive you," and then there are some people that just don't. And she was cruel. She got Dabney fired from her job. She's trying to like steal a guy that's like not even Dabney's to have.
Yeah.
I don't know, like she's unnecessarily cruel at times.
I love this part. Dabney was like protecting her peace even on her deathbed when she could have been like, okay, yeah, like let her say her sorries. But she's like, nah, I don't have time to deal with that.
And
I love it.
It's not that it's a long list, but it's just like that we have list of people that we don't want at our funerals.
Do you?
Me and Ellie do.
Do you?
We're just like, please, I don't want to see that person grieving me. They don't miss me.
I'm cool with anyone grieving me, I think.
Are you really?
I don't know.
Even if they just like, there's no way that they're rejoicing on your grave.
I don't know. This is a hard.
Like,
I also don't really want a funeral.
One
I don't
thing
know.
is that Ellie and
Nobody
I say,
grieve me.
Ellie and I say that people like sometimes grieve for attention, even
Definitely.
though they didn't even know that person that well. Like it's just they're just like, pity me, I'm grieving.
Yeah.
And it's like they're taking away from the people that actually need to grieve.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can come to my funeral because
list.
you're hosting it.
I'm like, I better be coming. I'm throwing the thing.
There's gonna be like a weird divide as to when me and Halle Bell are on our deathbeds. Like whoever goes first, it's gonna be really awkward for the other one. No, it is because like we're in control of each other's funerals,
and we're like, we got a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work. At least I have Ellie.
I won't be able to grieve you till I put you in the ground.
I don't want to be put in the ground
or whatever I do with you.
She's gonna do what Priscilla and Lisa Marie did to Elvis and just like keep me in the living room for a while.
I can't bury her. I can't face the funeral. I'm too busy.
She's still gonna be podcasting with my like corpse in the background. I'm busy. And she's gonna be like, I'll do it next week.
I promise.
I'll get it out of the house.
I'm not a procrastinator, but I could see myself procrastinating that.
Absolutely. And it's
like, I'm not ready to say goodbye.
And I would be like, well, let me get
I'd
away.
be like, this is how they do it in Eastern culture.
Let me step away. Okay, this is a good. Sorry, I'm like more questions.
I love it.
Different points of view, thoughts on it, and how did this enhance or change your view of Dabney? Like hearing how Clint talks about her and how Agnes talks about her mom.
Well, she's just beloved.
Halle Bell could see nothing wrong with Dabney. Not one thing wrong with her.
Why do I connect with Dabney so much?
I don't know.
I aspire to be a Dabney, I guess.
Okay.
And just the way that she carries herself, the headband,
okay,
the attitude.
I need
She's
more.
So positive.
No, I need more information on that because her whole thing.
I'm trying to be a Dabney, but I'm a Nina.
You're a Nina. The whole point of this book is that Dabney constantly wears a headband and pearls, and I cannot in my head figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, because you think she's like an older, or like
What is she wearing? Like
to
what
me,
headband?
Dabney is 60 with a short haircut, but
No.
in the book she's 49, and I'm guessing she has mid-length hair.
I don't know. I don't know what she looks like. At one point, I'm trying to show you my Pinterest. Just give me a second. Headband and pearls. Because I seriously, I was trying to find someone who could possibly look like her. And it's all like wedding headpieces. And it's like, no, I want to see someone with a headband who's wearing pearls. This is an older version of this girl, maybe, with pearls.
Maybe. Type middle-aged.
Middle-aged woman
Headband.
It doesn't even pop up because middle-aged women don't wear headbands. Okay,
but
now
they do say it's unusual. That's Dabney.
This is Dabney.
Pretty close, but I think
with pearls. Oh, that's a horrible image.
What do you think? Like a prep bear haircut, like straight with flipped out on the ends?
No, because she has like salty, windy hair from.
She does.
I think. I don't know. That's how I see, and that's how Michelle sees it.
You said that like it was from the book, and I'm like, that ain't.
No, it's not.
I think she's got really thick hair, and she flips it out on the end.
Is she this lady
with a headband? No, but this is.
Can y'all see that?
It's a woman with like a Karen haircut, and she's wearing a headband because like that's the two stories playing in my.
This is Dabney. She's like an 80. This is Dabney on her deathbed. And here's another
Full
thing.
gray.
Here's another thing.
Oh my gosh.
There is also a side plot. Oh, wait, I just thought of another question. There's also a side plot.
What does Dabney look like?
That Dabney hires this girl who looks
Celery.
Her name is Celery.
I love it.
And she looks exactly like Dabney, and her goal in life is to be the mayor of Nantucket.
I'm Celery.
You're Celery.
Totally.
And you want to be Dabney, but you're not.
But I'm not. Okay.
That was that's a red flag to me that you're going to hire someone that also wears a headband and pearls. It's weird.
No, I'm like, that checks out.
But she also at the same time hires a boy who comes to work at the commissioner's office or whatever wearing
shorts and flip-flops.
No. Swim trunks and flip-flops. And she's like, now that is the perfect man for my daughter.
She asked the one question, why do you want this job? And he just like said, I love Nantucket. And she's like, you're in.
You're in, and you're marrying my daughter. She said, flip-flops, dogs out,
but isn't that
you're
the
in.
Sweetest when Agnes and what's his name?
CJ?
Not
What
CJ.
is his name?
CJ's
I keep calling him
guy.
Ryan.
I'm gonna say Jack, but he's not.
No, Jack is Nina's bad match. Remember?
I'll look it up. But
what
when
would
they when they just type in Matchmaker characters, when they kiss, go into the airport, Agnes and her guy.
Agnes and
It ain't gonna pop up.
It's not gonna pop up because there's so many side plots.
Riley.
Right.
Wow.
That's his last name?
No. That's his name. I
That's
know
his
for real.
name?
Riley.
I said Ryan.
When Riley and Agnes kiss at the airport, that is so sweet.
After Agnes third wheeled him in Celery. But anyway, and again, another weird side plot. But it was a sweet, they have a sweet love.
Missing the ring. This is the most stressful.
This is the craziest thing. This is the craziest thing.
CJ gives Agnes the biggest ring that there's ever been given. That's how it's described. It's like just the most perfect ring.
Humongous. And she is like, she's like, I hate it. And it doesn't fit her well.
It doesn't even fit her. And she can't even say. That's really sad.
She can't say because he's going to hit her.
And it's like, because you're starving me.
Because you're, yeah.
Anyways, she goes to the beach just to have a good time on the 4th of July.
Third wheeling.
She loses the ring in the sand. She spends hours looking for it.
And even Riley's like, okay, I'll help.
But they don't check the picnic supplies. And that is my
unrealistic. That's the first place to check.
That was my first thought. She's like, I'm passing out drinks. I'm like, check the cooler. Like, if it's not in the immediate sand, this is what bothers. Like when people are looking, like Greg was looking upstairs for his wedding ring.
Which
Which
is another side plot that I can't think about.
My husband literally will put his wedding ring anywhere.
And then he's like asking the 3-year-old where the 3-year-old put the wedding ring.
I try not to look too much into it as like a symbol of our marriage because
it's just, yeah.
Because he's very willy-nilly with it.
Yeah.
If I read too much into that, I would cry.
Yeah.
But anyways, what bothers me is one of my biggest pet peeves in life is when people don't look efficiently. When people just start looking around in places it could never be, really bothers me. Don't check those places until we thoroughly check the places it could be.
It could be, like the picnic basket.
Yes.
And so she's even like, Agnes is like, okay, I'm going to have to borrow money from my parents. It's $25,000 or whatever. I'm going to have to borrow that from my parents. Like, I'm going to have to get the exact, I'm going to have to get the exact same ring. It's going to be a whole thing.
Oh, sorry. Riley comes with the metal detector and he's like, we could come back in the morning.
And why does
with
he
the
have
medical detector?
A metal detector?
With the medical detector.
With the medical gurney.
With the metal detector that my dad has in the morning. And she starts getting so frustrated because he just keeps recommending it. And I do get that when I'm looking for something.
The tide's going to come.
Well, when I'm looking for something and somebody keeps repeating the same thing, that's not helpful.
Wait,
that really bothers me.
This is me and Greg upstairs and we're like, check under the bed. Check under the bed. And Hallie's like, it's not under the bed.
It's not under there.
And we both checked and it wasn't there.
And it's just like everybody wasted their whole time.
Yeah.
Don't check under the bed until we've searched everywhere else.
Yeah, like Wally's toy box.
Yeah. Has anyone checked the hamper?
Yeah,
that was literally, no one even looked in the hamper. And when I said, it could probably be in the hamper. And Greg and Michelle like, under the bed.
We're like, under the bed. Did we check the dog's food bowl?
No one listens to that. Is my biggest peeve of all time. I'm just like, I'm not even going to help until people start taking this serious.
Amen. It's just, it was such a weird side plot, but
Don't
so
invite
good.
me to your search party until you have exhausted your effort.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about where it really is.
Yeah, and where were those efforts? Yeah. That's funny. You should be a homicide detective or something.
Oh my
Missing
gosh.
persons.
Rabbit Trail, but they just came out with a new OJ docuseries. I know. How many are they going to make?
How many can they make?
But this one actually was so
You watched it?
Oh my gosh. Well, Brad, my father-in-law, just turned it on.
Naturally.
And I was like, he's like, oh, I can't believe they made another. I'm like, yeah. And then we're just like watching it. And there actually is crazy new evidence in this. If you want to watch it, it's really wild. When the police literally went in, they found like bandaging kits like open upstairs. What was the other piece of evidence that was just like mind-blowing? Oh, I can't even remember, but they've got some mind-blowing evidence.
Okay. What?
The car just drove
Oh, I know. Mind-blowing evidence.
Oh, where was I going with that?
OJ.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about your wedding ring and CJ with the wedding ring and how Agnes is being abused and OJ
Man,
was
I really
also
don't know where
an
I was
abuser.
going with that. Pregnancy brain.
Whoops.
It's a good series. What was I going?
We were talking
with
about
that?
you being in search parties,
Mhm.
exhausting effort. Okay, well, so what'd you
That's
rate?
gone.
What'd you rate the book?
This book is like a perfect 8 for me. Like it's
8 out of what?
Out of 10. Oh, are we doing 5?
We've never done a scale of 10. We've only ever done scales of 5, so I don't know where this 10 scale came from.
You saw my afternoon. Imagine doing that for 8 to 9 hours a day by yourself. By yourself.
I don't want that.
Okay, so
on a scale,
everyone give me a break. This
she
is
said
an 8.
She said a perfect, and I was like, oh, she's gonna say 5, and then she said 8, and I was like, are we going on scales
This
of
is
8?
a 4.8 to me.
What's the 2 missing? Sorry, I keep bouncing the chair.
Actually, I really just would have I don't know. I don't know what else. This is a good book. I mean, I just don't think I don't think it's a 5-star book. But the writing is really good. The characters are really good. The plot
is fine.
The location.
We gotta go to Nantucket, so you'll make me. So she'll stop making me read these books. Seriously,
because I'm just like, let's go. As I'm reading. Anyways, I'm really losing it.
No, you're not
Where was
losing
I
it.
going
I
with the
don't
OJ?
know.
I really wanted to say what I was going to say.
You're gonna watch this back and be like, oh, I remember.
Gosh, I know. Like, it's like the Riley thing. It's the, like, the names. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Oh, well.
Well,
You can only have so many minutes of dead
yeah,
air.
we'll put it in the stories when she thinks about it.
Okay, yeah,
That's a good idea.
I'll video it. But anyways, yeah, it's a pretty good book. I mean, I don't know what's missing for the point 2, but yeah. What about you? 3.
What about you?
Don't have to ask.
Don't have to ask. 3.5. It's a perfectly average book.
And that's all you
And
can
that's
ask
all
for.
I can ask for. I think.
What do you want?
More spice, less plot lines, maybe 2 points of view instead of 12.
Nope, that ain't gonna happen in Elin Hilderbrand.
No, heavens no. And I would like to know, hear me out, in her next book, if she could just print the menu for the chicken box and like put it in the back.
How fun. But I also was gonna say a character chart.
We need a character chart because there are too, like, Box Miller Hughes is also in he's in other books. I've seen that name before.
And Chief Capinash.
And Chief Capinash is in every book.
Yeah.
But where's Box? What other book? I haven't read that many. I've only read Hotel Nantucket, The Perfect Couple, and
Maybe it's Hotel Nantucket.
What was he doing there?
I don't know. He's an economist. He could appear in any of them.
Wait, he's an economist. Maybe he invested in the hotel.
That's what I was kind of wondering.
See, and this is my issue
and a character map with how they appear in other books.
Yeah.
That would be like so cute and fun at the end of the book.
We should make that.
So
we can't. We don't even know.
At the end of Faulkner books, like William Faulkner, he has a map of Oknabatawpha County, which is like where all of his stories take place. And he has like tidbits and stuff. She needs a Nantucket map with where these people live on the map and how they relate and where they're mentioned in other books. Yeah. That would be so
It would be so cool. Beneficial. Not even cool. It would be helpful.
Are you going to read The Academy that comes out? She's writing a book with her daughter called The Academy, and people are already getting advance copies on NetGalley.
Oh, should I request it right now?
Please.
I'm going to do that.
And it's a book that's it's not a teeny bopper book, even though she wrote it with her young daughter. Book. People are saying, oh, because it's about school, it's a teeny bopper book. But she has come out and said it's not a teeny bopper book. It's got different POVs from the headmistress, from the student. Ooh. Like, it's a kind of like one of those. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. And her daughter helped her write it.
Does her daughter write books?
This is her debut novel.
Let's see if it's on here. Wow. Okay, well, I wasn't going to, but if I'll get a free copy, then I'll read it.
Okay. Well.
The Academy.
Request.
Author, cover, description. I keep hearing about this book. Book title, send request. Ooh, if I get an advance copy.
I don't think you should have picked all 5.
But it's true.
But you need to be niche more. Like.
Do you want me to take away my request?
I just feel like it's too desperate. We're not going to get it.
It's not published until September.
Isn't that crazy? Publishing not published till September, but it's already a buzz.
Yeah, that is crazy.
People are.
But look,
excited.
My profile. I'm at an 80% feedback ratio, which is recommended.
Oh well, we're in.
I need to go in.
But if you get it, I gotta read it.
Yeah, it's like a buy one get one.
Buy
one give one.
Buy one give one.
Give one.
Anyways,
any other questions?
We are morphing into what?
Ever since moving back here, it's just like
we don't even spend as much time talking or doing because you're so busy with your new job,
which is quite literally 5 miles away from Hallie Bell's house,
and I'm so busy with
babies,
and trying to survive and stay alive. And
she's just trying to live.
We've been so sick. I mean, everybody has been sick, but anyways,
you want to tell them about the spa? Why we picked this book?
So I picked this book because my good friend Deanna, who owns the Mountain Escape Spa down the road in Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. It is a beautiful spa. They've got the head massage. They've got a sauna. They do nails. Anything that you can think of spa related, they do there. It's
Yep.
beautiful. It's a beautiful building. They wanted to start a book club at the spa, and so they asked me if I had a book to recommend, and I think Deanna is going to be doing a giveaway with us for the spa.
Ooh.
So stay tuned on our page for a Mountain Escape Spa giveaway.
I hope I win.
Yeah, we
Can
all
I
do.
win?
We all hope we win.
I'm going to put my name in the hat 12,000 times.
Okay,
So thank you, Deanna.
thank you guys so much for listening.
I feel like I had so many comments that I didn't say.
I'm glad you kept it down because I just
It was
couldn't bear it.
It was a perfectly fine book. Perfectly average. Better than the
Average.
Hotel Nantucket, but not as good as The Perfect Couple.
I think everyone should read it. I think they'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll enjoy it, but you could read it.
All right. So we're going to have a Michelle book next. If anyone cares.
Ooh, what should we read?
Your call.
Crap.
So it's in your court.
It's not. It's not actually, because I will pick a book and she actually won't read it.
I will. What if I never read a book? You've never said
No,
let's
she won't
do
read
Fourth
The Dragon.
Wing.
No, I don't want to do Fourth Wing. It's too much. I don't even like it.
Everybody's doing it. Why would we do it?
I don't like it that much.
That's not our brand.
That's not on brand. We could do
Me. Everyone's reading Fangirl Down. We should read it.
Wait, we should read The Au Pair Affair.
Is it out?
It's been out for forever. Yes.
Stop.
Do you guys remember that book?
I don't
Fangirl
want to
Down?
read it. I'm not in the mood. Maybe visit me in the late summer.
What did
when
I
I'm
just say?
desperate.
I'll pick a book and she won't read it.
Okay, if this
No,
is your
no,
book,
it's
I will
not.
read it. But I think it should be a late summer, deep summer read.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come up with a few and maybe we could do a poll.
After reading this really good book, I just want to read another really good book, you know?
Okay, well, that's all, folks.
That's all she wrote.
If you
Thank
made it this
you.
far.
If you made it this far, you are a true cover to cover girl, and we'll see you next time.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, hit record, hit stop.